David Sealer back in you, Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell, so you are notified when new videos drop. And new Doctor Who magazine is out this week. Actually, I got a bunch of Doctor Who magazine stuff to listen to. I got they had a talk I got a recording of that was from about a few days ago, talking about Doctor Who magazine. I had Emily Cook and who was it? Marcus Hearn? I can't remember. Then I have another one as well to listen to. So the new Doctor Who magazine is out this week, and there's an article in the last one that I really wanted to look at. It's a review of the YouTube series Daleks, which was frankly awful. Frankly awful. It would have been great if it was like 1998 but it was so embarrassingly bad, so bad I can't recommend they even go and look at to check it out because it's so bad. I mean, it's genuinely so bad. It's not even like fun bad, it's just bad. So Doctor Who magazine has a review of it in last issue, and I want to go over that review. Because I gotta know, how on earth can they write about this positively? And I think they have to write about it positively for some reason. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Freaking awesome! Can you comment? Comments are great. I should have asked that on my last video. Comments are fan-dabby-double-dozy. If you're thinking of of what to comment, what should you comment? You could do something like, "Oh, Rabbi, you're so sexy." Oh yeah, that works. Because listen, you're being just honest at that point. You're being just honest, and I can't dissuade you from a life of honesty. That's just a suggestion. So yeah, like, share, subscribe is the big one. We're heading up there. I want to get to 2,900 subscribers. I want to get to 3,000 subscribers. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers. Frankly, I want to get to 100,000 subscribers. Basically, I'm here every day. Gonna be doing the same crap. The channel's growing nicely. And yeah, so climb on board. Hit the subscribe button. It's really helpful, by the way. If I would say that do to any YouTuber, because we live in a day and age where big tech are. They do like independent voices, and that makes people go to their platform, but they don't like people saying things. They don't like, it's my wife often. Every week is the Jewish Sabbath, and you have like 2 big meals. It's like 2 Thanksgiving meals. So we always discuss what are we going to have for Sabbath meals. So, but every week, and we've been married for coming up to 25 years. Every week, the same thing happens. I start suggesting things, right? So maybe we'll do this, and my wife's like, no, I don't want to do that, no. And then she suggests something, and I don't like that idea. So it's not. When she asks me, what do you want? What should we have? What she's really saying is, I want you to say what I want, and I want you to want that too. Okay, so listen, if you're somewhat newly married, I've just given you a way to avoid strife. Okay, so I can't remember how we got onto that. Anyway, so we're going to be reading the review of Daleks somehow. How are they going to do? How are they going to make this decent in any way, shape, or form? So like, share, subscribe, comment. But if you want to be really super nice, super nice, go check out my Indiegogo. Where is this? Over here. Go over there. Link is in the video notes. 2 freaking awesome graphic novels. I can say, okay, rule 1 in sales: remember the name of the thing you're selling. 2 freaking awesome graphic novels. The campaign's doing pretty well. It's growing. When you get both of them, you get these art cards, and we're adding new stuff in. As of today. Probably as this video goes live, it will be live on the campaign. We're adding in this print, which is done by the great Dominic Ratcho. He's an artist on one of the comics, the Imperium. This was supposed to be a sketch. It was supposed to be a quick sketch, and he got into it. And he made it really awesome. So we're adding this as a print, and we get the series of art cards. Somewhat pervy art cards, I would say. They're called For the Male Gaze series. We have this one, for example. No hanky panky in the TARDIS. I have to like this card a lot. Yeah, we have well, a bit of a James Bondy one over here, but we have a new one. We have keeping the British end up. But we have a new one. We have a new one that's going online today. This is card number 5. I am sensing strong emotions, Captain. I am sensing strong emotions, Captain. Thank you, Councillor Troy, for keeping us up to date on the comings and goings. Mainly comings, I would say, mainly comings of the Enterprise Bridge. Fine. So now I've lost the yard. Here's the yard. Let's have a read of this review. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm worried about getting a copyright strike because there are Twitter crazes out there. Twitter crazes. So here, this is the page, but I'm just covering this over. So I'm going to be reading this mostly, adding in lots of commentary to it. But I'm like covering it mostly up as well, so they can't say I'm trying to like rip it off somehow. You know, you can't read it this way. Now I made it too big for me to read. Now I made it too small. I tell you, my life's a living hell, I tell you. Here we go. And again, this was awful. This was just freaking awful. Okay, I can't stress how bad this was. By Dalek creator Terry Nathan envisions a live-action TV series of his notorious villains back in 1966. If you want to go and hear the pilot of that, go get the Big Finish Second Doctor Lost Stories. That were stories that were written for the second Patrick Troughton's Doctor, but were never made. Actually, that one, if it's got prison and space in it, it's pretty bad. you listen to it and go, wow, it's really good they didn't make that. But as part of that package, they have the script. They made the script for that first episode of the American Dalek show, and it's it's okay. With Daleks! Exclamation mark. We have a CGI series accessed via YouTube, and it is freaking awesome. I mean, it's just so embarrassingly bad. Embarrassingly bad. Viewers familiar with CGI animated series such as Star Wars, Clone Wars, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will vomit when they see this and ask, why are you rubbing dirt into my eyes? Because the animation is also slapdash, right? The animation is garbage. The sound design is garbage, right? The script is a bit clunky, and it's written by, who is it? A normally good writer. I'm sure they're going to have his name there. Well, no, so this is a more primitive affair. Yes, a more primitive affair, more primitive than most fan-made things. Like on Type 40 on the Spacebook, Dan Hadley's channel. He's going to have on the guy who does the computer animation ads for Big Finish. And you haven't seen the one for Return to Cybermen. That's actually a work of beauty. It's utterly beautiful. It's a really good piece of animation. Did he do the Dalek Empire one? Because that's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. But he also did a fan Daleks series before that, which is probably how we got the job. Far superior, just so far superior to this. It's ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. It's an utter embarrassment. More primitive. So let's get that negative out of the way first. It's unwatchably, the animation is unwatchably bad. Okay, once it's unwatchably bad, that makes it unwatchable. Fine. While there's some lovely design work, such as Star Chambers in Part 3, I don't really recall. I don't recall there being any good design work. I just remember it all being bad. There's going to be those expecting cutting edge Lucasfilm level animation will be disappointed. Those expecting competent fan level animation will be disappointed. Yeah, so listen, okay, how do you review this dog? Okay, a Doctor Who YouTube production clearly doesn't have either the time or budget to even approach that. No! I disagree. Again, look at the there's a couple of Dalek fan-made CGI things that are completely watchable. This is just and it wasn't just the animation that's garbage. It was the sound design. It was they had the character design. It was embarrassing. Doesn't have either budget for that. No, it doesn't have the people caring enough about it for that. That's the problem. It didn't have the care for it. Keeps bouncing around. Come here. And also, listen, it tied in time with Victorious, which, let's face it, bit of a damp squib, wasn't it? So it needs to be judged on what it is instead of what it isn't. So what it is garbage. I'm sorry, it's okay. And what it is, what it most definitely is a whole lot of fun. It gave me a headache, quite frankly. It gave me a headache. It was just shouty. The series consists of 5 episodes, approximately 30 minutes long each. They should have been 5 minutes long each and double the quality. Writing an episodic adventure with such a short parts in which each is given an individual identity and furnished with a cliffhanger is no mean feat. I disagree. Look at the Dalek strips from the 60s, right? Or I think somewhat, on an equal level with it, the Cybermen strips in the 90s. They just released a collection of the Dalek strips, 1-page strips, which is I think equal to a 12-minute episode, beginning, middle, and end. Cliffhanger, hook, well done. All you need is competence. I don't know why this fell apart, because it was written by, what was it, James Goss? James Goss is a pretty darn competent writer. Here, look, let me show you. I'm going to show you some character design here. Look at this robot. It's ridiculous. It's like such plug and play garbage. And voiced by Joe Sugg. Everything about this is a bad idea. But James Goss is one of the most skilled writers. Okay, he's competent, he's good. Skilled writers, and there's not much that's beyond him. Well, let's calm down there. Who wrote review this? Jacqueline Rayner. You need to calm down a bit there. There's not so much. There's not much that's beyond him. As well as time restrictions, it seems likely the makers were made under other constraints. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it had the feeling of a hastily made stopgap measure when they realized they just screwed up Time Lord Victorious and the rollout of it terribly, absolutely terribly. How Time Lord's Victorious? How should it have gone down? It should have been a 2-part audio story, free on YouTube. And I don't know, you do something for the visuals. I mean, you could even have been Jacob Dudman, in a booth doing it. That worked when they did it for the lockdown story. Have it like a good engaging story, a good, an hour long each that reflected the greatest hits of those 2 books that were basically the backbone of it. And then that would lead into you wanting to be interested in buying more things and getting more tributaries from it. But I'm afraid it just wasn't competently rolled out. And I think James Goss was the person in charge of that. Listen, I don't know. Maybe he had suits on top of him that scuppered it. I really don't know. All I know is it just completely didn't work. And it was a great pity because it really needed to. It really needed to, and it was just, again, it was too low budget, not enough care. It was the bottom line. So there's a cast size and feasibility of a manager ruling out humans for a start. Goss not only overcame those constraints, but he turned them into virtues. No, the story was bad as well. Okay, the story was bad as well. First episode, they turn up at this planet which has an archive with these robots that had no legs. And badly voiced, and the Daleks were like, "You will give us the archives," and the aliens were all like, "No, we won't." Anyway, yes, you will. No, we won't. Goes on for about 10 minutes like that, right? And then this big green plug and play cloud appears and destroys everything. It wasn't a good script. This was not Goss's best work. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. No. 2 sets of voices, two sets of voice-treated creatures talking at each other can be incredibly tedious. It was. Yes, I'm looking at you, Warriors of the Deep, and I'm looking at you, Daleks. So let's evolve the mechanoids into a matriarchal society. Yeah. Oh, really? Let's gender swap it. No one's thought of doing that before. That's so new. That's such a new, radical idea in 2021. It's only been done by everything. Idiots. Oh my god. Bringing a couple of female voice actors, Anjali Mahendra and Aisha and Antonin, both of which I feel were miscast in this role. Both of it, especially Aisha Anthony, who sounded just a bit street. It sounded a bit street for yeah, a bit like East London for mechanoids. And let them have a proper chat. Problem solved. Ta-da! No, this was one of the detriments of it. But even when one Dalek is having a conversation with another Dalek, it's not really a problem anyway, because between Goss's writing and Nicola Briggs' superb portrayals, that's probably the only thing that about this that was competent. The sound design and the engineering was horrible. The editing was just horrible. These Daleks are imbued with a very different character and very different voices, perhaps the most human in the Daleks I've ever seen. Yeah, listen, this was actually a reasonably good idea. I think it was done better in the Big Finish release in the Time Squad. I think did it have the same Daleks? I think it was a Paul McGann story. Wasn't very good though. Totally missable. It's perhaps the most human Daleks I've ever felt and you have ever seen. At a few points, you might even feel sorry for a Dalek. No, I feel sorry for me watching this, which isn't the normal state of affairs. Well, I tell you, Jacqueline Reno, I think, wrote this. You're doing an incredible job by pointing out how awful it is without actually slagging it off. That's why I'm here, I guess. The plot has plenty twists and turns, blah, blah, blah. I better skip some so the copyright gods don't get undone. Admitting the problem of donation. Don't expect to find out what the mysterious... Yeah, okay, so she starts about the green blobby cloud is because Daleks is part of the bigger whole that is Time Lord Victorious. Yeah, but I've listened to a lot of time, listened to and read a lot of Time Lord Victorious. I still don't know what it is, and that's another problem with Time Lord Victorious. But mainly it's because you end up missing things by cheering a lot. No one's cheering. No one. The only person who cheered was me when this finished, and I didn't have to watch it again. But you're cheering a lot. There was a very clearly made clear by Doctor Who, very clearly made by Doctor Who fans for Doctor Who fans. No. Then she talks about a fanish love. No, go and look at the fan productions, which are so much better. That's what's lacking from this. That's what's really lacking from this. It's not just the multicolored mechanoids, reminiscent of the rare 1960 blah blah blah. Again, there's lots of like little member berries thrown in there, which I did quite like. There's hoverbouts, all sorts of things that jump right out of the 1960s Dalek book, TV comic, blah blah blah. There's also nods to again, lots and lots of nods. That's true. That's true. But listen. When I was at school, I was a bit of a lazy lad, but I got by talking my way out of things. I was quite good at that, but I didn't do any work. Right? I didn't do any work, and I'd managed to charm all the teachers at my last year at this school. And so my school report was like, Matthew, that's my English name, Matthew. Matthew was a very charming and humorous child. Matthew was very charming and humorous. He's a charming, a humorous and charming child. Everybody said that. Apart from one guy who was I don't think he liked the Jews, actually. I really don't. I had he was like we had like these Bible classes, like these religious classes. And I'm the Jewish guy. I don't know from Christianity. So I was a kid. So I'm like, well, what? That doesn't make any sense. I was asking, he got really pissed off with me. So anyway, he didn't like me, this guy, but still, it was funny. He went for it. It was like, I was very charming and humorous. And then his thing was, charm and humor is no substitute for work, I fear. How wrong you were. How wrong you were. Fine, yeah, so exactly. A member berries is no substitute for a good story, I fear. Glorious, behold the power of the Daleks, they say in one line. Then the episode titles. Oh God, you're clutching at straws. Okay, there's one of them is directly borrowed from a television story, while others are exactly like the original Dalek titles. You might assume. Yeah, okay, yes, that stuff. Okay, okay. The titles weren't bad. Where it failed was the animation, the sound design, and the plot, right? Those things, those minor things, which I think are reasonably important to an animated show. That they reuse things from David Whitaker's Dalek book in 1967, fine. But other than that, not so great. In fact, the only disappointment in the whole thing is the Sentinel of the Fifth Galaxy is a Wall-E-like voiced by Joe Sugg. No, that's just emblematic of the problems with it. It's just so bad. Like, I love to meet the suit that said, yeah, let's get Joe Sugg in it, because the kids love a bit of Joe Sugg. I mean, if it was. And he was just awful in it as well. I mean, it wasn't like he did a good job. Instead of remembering Zephyr, a master of the Fifth Galaxy, the seaweed-like delegate from the planet. Okay, whatever. By the way, if you want to take that risk well on the Dalek Master Plan, which they just mentioned, go and check out the Ann Kelso series, the Tom Baker series, Fourth Doctor Adventure series, which is basically a direct sequel to that. And I think it's quite good. John Carter's in it as well. Really good. Unlike this, which is garbage. There's that mid-60s era has cropped up a lot in this review. Even those of us who didn't experience it firsthand might feel nostalgia at the time of from the time of Dalek Mania, when the Daleks inhabited the whole universe of their own. They were created by a science called Yahweh. Blah blah blah. Couldn't see color red. Were battle SSS agent Sarah Kingdom. Okay, look, mentioning other things there's Daleks in that aren't garbage doesn't make this not garbage. This is hot garbage. Children's Day, though a use of more sophisticated animation will find it just a thrilling. No, they won't. Nobody likes this. Okay, I mean, other than you apparently, and I don't believe you. Okay, that's really bottom line. So don't worry about the CGI. I worry about the CGI. In a CGI thing, I worry about the CGI. The excitement is where it's at, and there was no excitement. It's just awful. And the Daleks had it in space. Oh, jeez. I hope you all paid well for that. Was it by Jacqueline Rayner? Yeah, Jacqueline Rayner. God, I hope you all paid well for that. That was, oh, wrong thing. There you go. But hey, there you go. Check out my Indiegogo. I meant to turn this off. There you go. Go check out my Indiegogo. It's over there. Listen, this is the problem with Doctor Who magazine. It really is the problem with Doctor Who magazine. They keep crying they don't have enough sales, and then they actively do not reflect their audience. You know, the audience is very divided, right? And I think this thing is something we may have been able to be a little bit honest about, maybe. I don't know. It is just so steamingly dishonest. Or, you know, if let's say you want to have a balanced debate, have a debate about it in your pages, like, was it good, was it bad? But you can't have a debate about Daleks because it was bad. It was just bad. And if you have any debate, it's gonna there's no way of not mentioning how bad it is. And that's why I think Doctor Who magazine is not doing very well. I just don't think they have the freedom to have these awful shilly reviews, which is exactly what that was. And if they go for that, then okay, I guess they're gonna, you know, keep struggling. I'm afraid. I guess that's the way it is. So there you go. I was fascinated to read that. I wanted to get it out of the way before the next issue of Doctor Who magazine comes out, and I go, what the hell are they doing this month? My name is Sheila Becken, you're the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment! Comment is very good. We like a bit of commenting. Do not forget about my Indiegogo. There you go. Do not forget about my Indiegogo. Check out that print. Freaking awesome. Go check the link below and have yourselves an incredible, fantastic day, which may include not watching Daleks! Exclamation point, which will just be my recommendation to you.